Hello and welcome to CCI TV, home of the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries. This is Fast, Fresh Food.
This is Dan and I'm Jake, and for the next 3 weeks we'll be bringing you a series of live cooking shows from right here in the University of Portsmouth Eldon building with recipes that are quick and easy to make.
Yes, easy being the operative word in that sentence.
Exactly. We know not everyone likes cooking, so the whole point of these recipes is that you, the students, can follow along yourself.
But before we go any further, let's welcome the chef behind these fantastic recipes. It's Enwezor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, here you go. Great to have you as always, Enwezor. Now, in the previous shows, you've shown us how to make pizzas, burgers and biscuits. But today, we're doing quite a popular dessert, fruit crumble. Can you tell us why you've chose this recipe? What's the appeal?
Well, with my background, I've got to do something that involves baking. So the other two recipes we're going to do later on are going to be savoury ones. So this is the baking one, and it's a really simple, quick, easy recipe that anyone can do. So crumble.
Brilliant. Well, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. And if you'd like to have a go at making a fruit crumble yourself, you can follow along or check out today's full show later on the CCI TV YouTube channel.
But first, coming up, if you're interested in making quick and easy desserts, Tom will be showing us 2 tasty bakes in our very own Student Bakes.
Also, later on in the show, we have a chat with Kingsley and Paris Jade from the Res Life, who have kindly donated today's ingredients. We really couldn't make this crumble without them.
But before we can get started, we've got to talk about health and safety and why it's so important to understand the do's and don'ts of working in the kitchen. So, here's Madison to tell you more.
Cooking can be brilliant fun, but Dan and Jake are absolutely right when they say that there are certain things we have to do to make sure it doesn't all end in tears. You probably don't need me to tell you that some of the equipment and the ingredients we'll be using today can be dangerous, and it's important to highlight how the smallest of mistakes can lead to the biggest of consequences. Let's start with the ingredients. Now, there isn't much that goes into a crumble, especially the one we'll be baking today. However, one ingredient that we'll be using can be potentially dangerous: almonds. Almonds can trigger an allergic reaction to people with an intolerance to nuts, which could be potentially fatal. You should always be aware of any allergies that people you're baking for or even share your kitchen with have. Now, before you can get baking, there are certain things you should check before you begin. To prevent a fire from spreading in an emergency, you should be able to catch it with a working fire alarm. Fire alarms should be tested once a month as they're an important aspect of general household safety, not just when you're in the kitchen. Another thing to check before you begin is that your oven has been recently cleaned. Food residue carries germs which can be transferred and spread each and every time you use your oven. You should really clean your oven monthly, and it's advised you should wipe down the door even weekly. You can never be too clean. Once it's time to preheat the oven, things are going to get hot, so it's important to keep a cool head. But it's not just the oven you need to keep your eyes on, but be aware of the hot spitting oil when you're frying, and also the pan getting warm. Ensure that any tea towels and cloths are kept away from the flame. Whilst you're cooking, it's worth remembering to keep your utensils, as well as the area you're working in, clean and hygienic. As you work, be sure to clear away any food waste into the bin and wash, or even better, use different chopping boards for different types of ingredients, like raw meat and fruit. Then, once you're finished, wipe down your kitchen surfaces with antibacterial spray to stop any bacteria from spreading. So bear all these things in mind, and cooking should be a great fun-filled experience. Let's head back down to Dan, Jake and Enwezor in the hub to see how they're getting on with the crumble.
Thank you very much, Madison, for that. As you can see, we have our aprons on, so it is time to start cooking. But let's quickly do the ingredients before we get going. So first of all, you are going to need 75 grams of plain white flour.
You need 75 grams of soft, dark brown sugar.
50 grams of ground almonds.
50 grams of unsalted butter cut into chunks.
700 grams of eating apples.
50 grams of unsalted butter.
50 grams of caster sugar.
And finally, 225 grams of other fruit. Or if you don't fancy that, you could just add more apples. So,
let's get started.
We've got all our ingredients. Enwezor, how do we start? What do we do first?
Well, there are 2 main components to an apple crumble.
Yeah.
The crumble and the fruit. So I think that's how we divide it up.
Yeah.
Dan, if you want to get started on the crumble mixture,
I'm going to
You
do the
do that?
mixing.
and Jake, if you want to start peeling the fruit. So
Okay.
maybe you want to
Right.
measure out 700 grams of fruit first of all.
Okay.
And
So what goes into the bowl? It's all...
so you need to put all the dry ingredients into the bowl.
Yep.
Plus the butter, which is here.
I'll just get out the cling film off. It's
Okay,
done really, really tightly. Sorry.
Let me help you. Wow, it is.
And it all goes in, right?
All of it, yeah.
Right, Enwezor, we've got more than just apples here. We've also got a lovely pear and a couple of plums. Now, why don't we, should we add these more
Yeah.
into the
I think so.
crumble?
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I chose this recipe is because you can just use any fruit you want.
Okay, why not?
I think apple makes a great base, but you can use pears, plums.
Right in there, right?
Yeah, that's right, in there.
It's
Whatever
quite
you
stiff,
want. Yeah,
the butter.
yeah, it's hard. Just come out the fridge. Okay, so basically, you want to get your hands in there
Right.
and start rubbing the butter into the dry mixture.
Just really going to...
Yeah, and you really want to use your
It feels-
fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, drop some butter.
Yeah, that's fine. Baking is messy.
Yeah, it is messy.
Do you
It
think
feels
this
nice.
is enough fruit?
I think that's enough fruit.
And do you
Yeah,
like how it's nicely stacked?
It's well stacked.
Thank you.
Like our fruit Jenga here.
Yeah, yeah. Shall I go ahead and start
yeah,
peeling?
start peeling.
So how would you recommend doing it? Just like almost
Yeah,
like
I
this?
start at the top and go in a circular motion all the way down. So, yeah, that's right. If you get really good at it, you can get the peel to stay intact in one go.
You know,
That's
I'm
always
going
a
to
little-
I'm going to try that, but
This is,
last time I checked, I wasn't a professional.
Yeah.
No, not bad. But this is... This feels quite nice in a strange way, but the butter isn't sort of... How do you like get it in the, you know...
As your hands warm up the butter, it
Yeah.
will be easier and easier to do.
Okay.
So you just keep at it and really use those strong fingers you have.
Well, I thought they were strong, but they're not. That's
Yeah.
as strong as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
How do we know when this is done?
Well, it will resemble breadcrumbs.
Right.
So,
So it's not quite ready
and
yet
there'll be no butter, big butter chunks in there. It'll
Okay.
be just like breadcrumbs. So you've got to keep going. I think you've got a couple of minutes of the way you're going there.
I feel like...
So, Enwezor, is this recipe easy for students to make?
Yeah, I think it's really easy because the crumble mixture is like make a biscuit dough essentially, and it's just fruit. So you
Yeah.
just have to peel it and chop it. We're going to cook it in a frying pan next. And you know it's really cheap as well to make. Because it's
Not
just
as
fruit.
easy as I thought it was going to be, I'm going to be honest. I thought it'd be quick in this. I'm trying my absolute best to get the butter
You're doing
in.
well. You're
But
doing
Dan,
well.
the main thing, is it fun?
Yes, it is
There we
fun.
go. So that's all you
I am
need.
enjoying
That's all
it.
you need.
I just really hope we get it done today.
Well, it will be fine. It will come together. It always does.
Jake's almost done one apple. It's going well.
Okay.
I'm quite proud of that, you know? That's quite lovely. I'm
Okay.
really
Okay. Let's
chuffed.
move to the next one.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Right. While you do that, I will grab this and start chopping the apple.
Is that all right? Because
Yeah,
that was
but
what
while
I
you-
was supposed to do, but it's not happening.
Or we'll run out of time, won't
Yeah.
we? Okay.
So I was so concentrated on this apple, and now I'm like, right, I need to get this done.
Okay.
There's a pear as well.
Okay. Dan, can you watch me while I
I
do
will.
this? Yeah. So you know how to do this. So I am just quartering the apples.
Yeah.
And then coring them, because we don't want the core when we in our apple crumble.
Yeah.
And that's how we do that.
How am I looking, Wes? Is it all right, or does it still need to be applied?
It's still you still got some way to go.
There's a lot of pressure on this, because if I don't do it, then we're not going to carry on. And I'm trying... Do you want to get involved?
Think how much pressure I've got here, Dan.
No,
I'm
he's-
peeling, okay? This is life or
Dan, I
death.
don't want to take the glory
Okay.
away from you.
No, no,
You
no,
know,
no, no.
I think you know this is yours. You've got this.
I don't want to have it, trust me.
Enwezor, what other fruit can you use? Can you just use stuff like apples, or what else can there be?
Do you know what? I've tried all sorts of fruit in a crumble. Apple I always use as a base, but plums are really nice. I've tried pineapple, kiwi fruit, strawberries.
Wow.
Absolutely anything. Nectarines are nice as well. So that's why it's versatile. You can,
Yeah.
as long as you've got apples, just add whatever fruit you've got in your cupboard.
I guess it sort of is about what sort of taste, because you have so many different combinations. It's all about your own particular sort of taste. Oh, that's a
Easy.
runaway apple.
Don't-
Someone catch
that almost went in the bowl.
So what sort of combination do you like? Do you think some students at home will absolutely love to try?
Well, personally, apple and plum and pineapple is one of my favourites.
Oh,
Pineapple.
okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry, pear.
Yeah, pear's a bit too mushy for me, but we'll see what it's like.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
I've
much.
got a great method here. I am incredible.
It's looking good.
Thank you.
And if I just... That's looking good now. It's
That
looking-
is looking good now.
looking crumbly.
Yeah. So all those little chunks of
I
butter
suppose
that
they-
are left,
Yeah.
that's the ones you're trying to get rid of.
Right. It actually really. The only thing is I have a really bad itch on my forehead and I can't do it because.
Well, you
Do
could.
you mind? I was going to ask if you could do it.
Just do it with a bit of crumble mixture. How did you know that was the
It
right
wasn't a
place?
bit. But it doesn't matter.
Okay, I just guessed.
You guys have a close relationship.
Bit too close at times.
Yeah.
Okay, right. How are we doing?
Right. Okay. I think I'm doing it. I think that's
right,
literally pretty much done.
That is it. You are done.
Dan, do you know where the crumble originates from?
No, Jake. I don't.
Well, actually, it
Yourself.
originates here in the Great of Britain in the Second World War.
Right.
Essentially, everyone was very strict on rationing, with the Blitz, for example,
Yeah.
and they didn't have the normal ingredients to create a pie. So people would make a simple mixture with the basic ingredients to form the top of the crumble.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really surprise me as it is very easy and very cheap to make, so I guess that's what the ingredients does. In fact, we sent Tom to try and think of some more student-friendly dishes you can make at home yourself.
Hello and welcome to part 1 of Student Bakes. As university students, we tend to cut costs as much as possible, and our food shopping is no exception, with many cliches being true, such as living off beans on toast. So it's fair to wonder, do students even bother to bake, or is it too expensive and a hassle? Well, if the answer for many is no, then we want to explore some cheaper and easier ways to bake and cook some delicious desserts. And the best part is, these recipes are so quick, you don't even need to be a student to try them. Our first bake is a melt-in-the-middle mug cake. And this is an absolutely delicious recipe and it's relatively quick and easy to make, which is what we like to hear. It also looks absolutely delicious. So, the ingredients we'll be using are 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and then 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, whilst also having 1 tablespoon of hot water, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 medium egg, and 1 chocolate ball. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So firstly, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, all right? And if we just pop that in the mug there, beautiful. And then we want 2 tablespoons of plain flour. So just sift that out, boom, and bosh, there we go. And then we want 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So we want to just pop those in the mug like this. It's going to be so nice, I'm so excited. Okay. And once that's done, if you just want to give it a quick whisk like this. Okay, you want to make sure you get all the dry stuff in first before we add in the wet ingredients. It's going to be so good. Perfect for students and so ideal. Right, now let's add in the water. So we want 1 tablespoon of this hot water. So just add that in like that. And this is already measured out, so we got vegetable oil, and now we have the egg, so we just want to crack that, okay, and split that in. Normally you'd want to add the egg into a separate mug, but because we're students, we're just going to use the one. And if you do find any shells in, you can use the shell itself to claw the shells out without sticking all your fingers in. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to give that another quick whisk, okay, and if you see, as all the ingredients are coming together, it's going to form a small paste and it's going to be delicious. So just keep whisking that up until it looks so lovely and chocolatey. Oh, just look at that. That is brilliant. It's just oozing off the fork. It looks spectacular. And now for the final arc de triomphe, we will pop the truffle in right in the middle so it will just sit there. It will be a burst of flavour. And now we will go and pop it in the microwave and it will be gorgeous. There we go. Let's have a look at this gorgeous. Some chocolatey heaven right there. And that is how you make a mug cake. And to finish off this beautiful chocolate dessert, if you can do this, you just add a dollop of ice cream on top. Now let's taste this bad boy. Oh, let's get a bit of that ice cream, a bit of that cake. Oh. You look at that, it's gorgeous. Oh. Amazing, amazing. That is a brilliant mug cake, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so quick and so easy. Simple ingredients, that's all you need. Now, I'm gonna finish this off, but I'll be back a little later to make another quick and easy student dessert. For now, back in the studio. Bye.
Now, Tom will be, sorry, I just interrupted you. Now, Tom will be back again, or later on in the show for another tasty student bake. But for now, let's bring it back to the recipe. So, what should we do next?
We are ready to go.
Sorry,
we need to
Jake.
cook the fruit. So
Okay.
the first thing to do is get the butter into this
I'll get the butter.
smoking
If
If you could
pan.
do that, please, yeah.
Yep.
And then we're going to throw the fruit in there and the caster sugar.
Okay.
So 50 grams of whoever Clingfilled this
Is-
should have entered the Olympics.
No, so is the butter got to go in first? Oh,
Yeah,
it's already in?
yeah.
I'll just use my hands.
Yeah, just use your hands.
I wash
Easy.
them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
silly.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a big...
Yeah.
And this goes in as well,
Oh,
right?
that's really hot. It's really hot. All right, do you want to put the fruit in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sugar.
And the sugar.
time.
Yeah.
I've never put sugar in a frying pan before. This is a first.
Yeah. This pan's really hot.
It is fairly hot,
Yeah.
but it's got to be.
Okay.
Sprinkle it on. Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
right.
That looks nice.
Are you
Right.
ready to
I'll give it a
mix?
stir.
Yeah.
Right,
Now
okay.
hold it and give
This
it a
doesn't
stir.
look like it's going to do it, but it
Well,
will.
Well,
At the end of the
how do
day.
you know?
Yeah, well, I hope so.
There's only one way to find out.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I need to get the sugar because, I know the cameras can see it, but I need to get the sugar because it's all in the middle and I'm trying to
You should also
get
get
it even.
the butter in the middle as well.
Well, I'm trying, Jake.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Okay, we'll try a bit harder, Dan.
Dan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fairly happy.
Yeah.
Oh, the butter's there. Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Oh, well done.
I'm gonna whack up the temperature even more.
Okay.
We're gonna really fry this.
We're going to really fry it.
This is enjoyable.
For the people at home who can't smell this lovely aroma, it smells gorgeous. It really does. It smells absolutely lovely.
Right. But this
So-
is still more.
So what we've got, what's happening here is we have the butter melting with the sugar and hopefully getting caramelized, and the
trying.
fruit's going to caramelize and cook really quickly.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be ready to put it in that pan. So,
What do you mean by caramelized? Where's the caramel?
well, the caramel is formed by heat and sugar
Oh, thank you.
Easy.
getting to a certain temperature. So that's why we put it at a really high temperature. So it should be nicely bubbling.
So with
That's
this,
lovely.
with this crumble, hopefully it's looking good. Is this looking good?
It is looking good. I
Good.
just saw I didn't cut that piece.
No, that's not.
This
That's
bit
the
here.
big
That's
one.
fine. That's just
No, we'll leave it.
that's just a generous portion.
How many
Exactly.
How many people
That's
do you
mine.
think this crumble will serve?
Well, it depends how much fruit you put in there, but I think this will feed 4 people.
4 people.
Yeah, for a nice pudding.
Yeah, it looks fairly healthy at the moment.
Well, it's fruit.
Yeah, whether the sugar sort of evened it up.
Yeah.
It does smell really nice, but you've got to get the butter sort of going around.
Yeah.
Could you use like a healthier option of sugar?
Yeah.
Or just the sugars that we're using in these ingredients?
Well, in the crumble, we've used soft dark brown sugar, which is healthier.
Okay.
And we've used refined sugar here, caster sugar, so that's not as healthy. Really, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever sugar
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
But for this bit, it's probably best to use caster sugar, just because it melts better.
When do we know this is done?
Well, you notice that the fruit is starting to look cooked. It's going a
Right.
bit translucent in colour, and that's when it's done. So that's good. It's bubbly. So probably another minute or so.
Another
I think.
minute.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have to
Yeah.
put it in the pan. Unfortunately, we're not going to have quite enough time to put it in
Okay.
the pan, as we're going to have to roll to a VT very shortly.
Right.
You're doing a very good job there,
So
Jake.
Thank
we
you.
can go whenever you want.
Yeah, there we go. Just keep going, Jake. Just keep
Okay.
that stirring.
Okay.
It smells very...
Fruity.
Yeah.
Yes,
And you
that's
could-
the one.
Right. Well, as I'm doing this, why don't we go to the VT now? So
That's a good idea.
while we wait for this crumble to cook, let's see how Tom got on with part 2 of the student bakes, where he attempts to make pancakes.
Welcome back to our Student Bakes kitchen. I've just finished eating that delicious mug cake, but I'm ready to take on our next quick and easy bake, the pancake. It's a very versatile dessert. In fact, it's not just a dessert, but a popular choice for breakfast all over the world. The basis of this dish is so quick and easy to make, but the best part is you can dress and accompany a pancake however you like really. Sweet, savoury, it's all down to your preference. You could have with classic lemon and sugar, or perhaps ice cream, chocolate spread or fruit, maybe like yours with a bit of bacon and syrup. Either way, we're going to give some a go now. Let's take a look at the ingredients. So for the ingredients, we have 100 grams of flour, 300 milliliters of milk, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 2 eggs, and then we have lemon and sugar for later. Okay, so let's get started with this pancake. It's very simple, very simple. So what we want to add is the flour straight into the mixing bowl. And then we want to add in the 300 milliliters of milk. Crack in those two eggs. Okay, one there. I'll crack in one more. There we go. And then we add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil and go straight in there. And now we whisk this bad boy up. So make sure that all the ingredients are going together and so there's no dry bits in the bowl. So once your batter is all mixed up and ready to go, we will heat up the frying pan and we'll begin to make the pancakes. Let's add the mixture into the pan slowly, starting from the middle and then there we go, nice mixture. And then we'll let that heat up and we'll know it's cooked underneath once you see some bubbles on top. And there we go, first pancake. In order for your pancake to taste the best it can be, you've got to flip it, you know, like this, like so, you know. Very easy, very simple, it's just a bit of wrist action. That's all it is, bit of wrist action. So the pancake's cooked, but we're not ready to go just yet. We just want to add some final touches. So I have this lemon. Be careful when cutting a lemon, make sure you grab both sides and slice through right down the middle. And we're just gonna squeeze that lemon all over the pancake. And if you hold it like this, the pips won't come through your fingers. So it's perfect and less mess. Now, we'll grab a tiny bit of sugar and just dash that onto the pancake and it will start to absorb into the lemon and it looks delicious. It just looks lovely. And that is your perfect pancake right there. Now let's dig into this delicious pancake. Oh, would you look at that? Mmm. So simple, maximum taste. That is all it is. Simple ingredients, and that's a brilliant pancake right there. That is lovely. So there you have it. 2 quick and easy desserts that can be made at a reasonable cost. Now I'm gonna finish this pancake, but don't forget to save me some of that crumble, guys. Oh, so good. Back to Dan, Jake, and Enwezor back in the studio.
Thank you so much, Tom. I mean, those pancakes look
They did.
amazing. Now, we're joined with people from the Residence Life team who kindly provided us with our ingredients today. And for those who don't know what Res Life is, here's a quick video to show you what it's all about.
We are here to tell you about the Res Life team, who are a team of support staff available for our first year students in the private sector and halls of residence. We can provide welfare support, advice and a calendar of events throughout the year.
The Res Life team are here to help our students, as we know some of you have just moved to a brand new place.
Our coordinators organise events for our first year students, getting you talking to people in your halls and creating a social environment to get to know others. And of course to give you something to do.
So far this year we've had yoga, quizzes, cake decorating, Christmas socials and there's even more coming up.
It gives you a chance to meet lots of different people and become really involved in meeting other like-minded first years. The details of the team can be found on screen now, so make sure to get in contact.
Well, it's lovely to have you guys here. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Paris.
And I'm Kingsley.
Lovely. So for those of you who haven't heard of Res Life before, could you guys explain what it's about, please?
What we are is we're a community of students who help to integrate first-year students into the university experience.
Yeah.
We recognise the transition can be a bit difficult, so we're here to ease that.
Okay.
And what can students talk to Res Life about?
Literally anything, really. We do deal with a range of welfare and well-being needs on a day-to-day basis. However, we do encourage students to come to us with literally anything, social life, personal life, even if you're having a good day.
And how do you, what's the main thing that helps the students? What would you guys do to help the students?
You want to go for it?
I think for a lot of students, I think it's important that we understand. I think for a lot of students, it's important that we can able to connect with them.
Yeah.
I think as all of us are second year students and above, so we can relate to them. Many of us as ourselves have lived in residential accommodation.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a big difference when it comes to speaking to someone as students themselves. We're on the same level.
I suppose talking to, other students, they probably feel a lot more, who've lived an experience, you say, is probably a lot more comforting than maybe talking to an adult or a lecturer or like a member of staff or something.
That is true, and furthermore, we are trained, and we have done this for quite a bit, and we know what we're doing. So when it comes down to it, you cannot really talk to an adult or any other member of staff because they probably haven't been in the same shoes you have been or gone through the same situation. So going through that same experience allows you to empathize and to be in their shoes in a more literal and vivid sense. You can understand sharing their emotions.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy being part of Res Life?
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
I think
Everyone
it's
is
nice to
amazing.
be able to give back.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, especially with first year students because you were in their position before.
Yeah.
So you understand what it's like.
And when are you guys available to talk to?
Yeah.
So we're available in every single nomination accommodation, rhyming, from 7:30 till 9:30, and we also have Bateson available in the later evenings, so students have access to that as well. So I think it's nice that not only are we on site for them if they want to come downstairs and have a chat with us, we've also arranged where we have an off-site place where maybe if they're busy, they can come to us as well. So there's a lot of flexibility within the schedule.
And it's quite a difficult question. Why did you want to join Res Life? Was there any reason as to why you wanted to be part of it?
Personally, in my first year, I had a complicated situation.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was living with people who didn't completely understand me because I am an international student and English isn't my first language. It took me some time to understand and grow the confidence to talk out in public and integrate with the rest of the community. So I felt like the Res Life assistant at that time, her name's Maria, she became a friend and a listening ear and a helping hand, and I wanted to do that for someone else in later stages. So. And
just lastly, quickly, how do you get involved?
Well, we have applications available to students in early, I think, December. I think it gives students the opportunity to make a decision with the applications eventually closing in January. And throughout the year, we hold events. So we're very much public within the community, and we hope to continue that throughout the year.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Luckily, we now have some crumble ready. So, Wes, if you'd like to come over and you guys can have a try of it.
Brilliant.
Okay, here we go. This is a bowl for you.
Oh, that's a bowl for
your
me.
creation.
Not just for you.
And for you guys,
here's a spoon.
2 spoons.
All right.
Right, let's give it a go. Who's going to go first?
You go.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a little try.
Just before I start, I don't actually like crumble that much, but I might like this one.
How is it?
It's good. It is nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Now, I really like crumble, so
Give it a go then.
yeah.
Can you taste the different fruits?
Oh,
The plums and yeah.
do you want some more?
Well, I'll have some more, yeah.
Oh,
It is very sweet.
that is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's nice with custard or some ice cream.
I think with some custard.
Yeah. I'll go for custard too.
It's so beautifully sweet.
As opposed to what? Horribly sweet. You can get that little chunk in there as well.
So normally you'd bake it for 25 minutes in the oven. You looks like you're going to finish it.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. It's fine. But we took a shortcut.
Unfortunately, we did.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see, we did put it in the oven, and it did all go fairly well. It's in the oven now currently, and hopefully it'll be as delicious as this one that you made, Enwezor, which is fantastic.
You made it.
Oh, we made this one? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one we made.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's really, really nice.
I forgot I was presenting a show. I was just like, I'm eating now. It's
You
lunchtime.
can have the rest if you want.
Did you guys actually finish it?
Yeah.
I think so. It's lovely how you can really, really taste the individual fruit and what they all will almost give to the crumble. All fruit has this lovely individual taste to it, and it's absolutely fabulous with the
You sound
combination.
like a food critic. You should be on the TV
That's
show.
me.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Enwezor, for that crumble. That was fantastic. And
welcome.
thank you very much,
you.
guys, for coming on the
Great.
show.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got here. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for on this week's episode of Fast Fresh Food.
If you're cooking along at home, we hope you had had some fun and maybe even learnt something. Also, we'd love to hear from you how you got on. So let us know via the social media links below.
Thanks again to Enwezor for joining us. It's just so delicious. Join us next week where we look at how to make a delicious curry.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye for
Bye.
now. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.